Good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.
What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here. Welcome back to my F1 2016 career mode. This is the Spanish Grand Prix in Season 4. If you're new to my channel, do remember to hit subscribe. We've had it's been an interesting season so far with Red Bull, but it's been a big mixed bag because our performance hasn't been the best overall. But our first upgrade there for the Red Bull team, we finally got the second upgrade for the Red Bull, the Tag Heuer engine upgrade. I think that's what it's called. So it puts us closer to Renault, but still Toro Rosso were top of the leaderboard in terms of vehicle performance. McLaren and Haas, I think, both got upgrades, so they're closing up to the mid-pack and just leaving Sauber in their dust. I mean, Sauber just miles behind. Don't think they're ever going to score a point, but that's been our season so far. Sochi was one to forget. Our strategy call was the gamble just didn't work out at all. We've had the podium in Bahrain, which was brilliant. The other two races, not so good. But in terms of Spain, we had an absolute shocker last season. We got lapped, finished last. It was horrendous. But we've had a P5 and a P6. So it's going to be a tricky race because the AI are very OP here. I think this is probably their strongest track, especially in the final sector. And we'll see how we do in Q1 in qualifying. So currently P20 with a very average lap. But this has been a vast improvement. We're only 6/10ths down after two sectors. So that it filled me with a bit of confidence, but the AI in this final sector, I mean, if you see my final sector here, it wasn't bad at all, I thought, but the AI are just so quick through there, they've got far too much downforce compared to me. So we'll come to the line. Can we get ourselves out at Q1? That puts us P15, so we're very close to the bubble, and let's see where we did end up. It's P18. I mean, we missed out by 2/10ths. I lost a full second in that final sector, and I don't know if you agree with me, guys. That final sector looked pretty decent. I say decent. The AI, it's really upsetting. But we're going to be starting P18 in the Red Bull. We need to sort out qualifying, even though we got pole in China, but that was in the wet conditions. So this could be a long race. We struggled so badly last season. The tyre wear is very high around here, especially for myself. So let's get to the race, and it's a very sunny day, so I'm not too sure if there's going to be any rain involved, but yeah, I wasn't looking forward to this one, guys. I've got to say, not much pace. Tyre wear is high. I finished P19 in a lap down last season. That was pretty much my own fault as well, but in terms of overtaking, in real life obviously it's difficult to overtake, but on the game there are opportunities. Hopefully our engine upgrade will help us down the start-finish straight, because I remember last season we just kept getting overtaken left, right and centre, but this time with the upgrade and just using DRS, hopefully we can keep up with the AI, because they're very strong in the final sector, so they're going to get a great run out the final corner, use DRS, probably blast past me, so we've got to counter that somehow. So in terms of the grid here, or the championship first of all, Daniel Ricciardo has had a stonking start to the season. He's been so dominant, but from like P2 to about P12 in the driver standings, it's very close indeed. I think I'm around 11th as well, and we haven't had a great start to the season, so we could jump up a number of positions in the next few races. Probably not here, but K-Mag's on pole, the world champion from Season 3. Renault starting to pull things together after a shocking start to the season. But we'll start and see the grid here, because obviously I didn't see it because I got knocked out in Q1. So Magnussen and Vettel at the front. Kvyat in his vastly upgraded Toro Rosso, the strongest car now in Season 4. In 4th, Carlos Sainz just behind him in his home Grand Prix. Let's see where like the Mercedes are. Not even in the top 10, 11th and 12th for Hamilton and Rosberg, keeping it side by side. Who's going to be around us? I'd imagine probably Massa? The Williams. So we're behind the Williams. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, I've got to say. Only ahead of the Saubers and Haas. Absolute shockers. So, yeah, building up to the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's see what the strategy is going to be like. And there's actually the threat of rain at the end of the race. Looks like it's going to be intermediate, then heavy rain conditions. So, yeah, there could be a number of pit stops in this. So I think what we want to do is minimize the amount of pit stops we've got to make. We've got to outsmart the AI, which at times isn't that difficult. So try and make like one less pit stop. So I'm going to start on the mediums. That makes sense really. And I might go into the mediums again. So with the weather graphic, it seems like it's going to rain around 2/3 into the race, so probably around lap 22 to 24, I'd imagine. So 2 sets of the mediums could work for us. Let's see how that does pan out. But yeah, we've got to use strategy over outright speed in this race, I think. So here we go. The lights are lighting up. The Spanish Grand Prix, 5 lights, and away we go. Can we get a good start? Massa's got a shocking start there. Bottas has pulled away as well, but we don't seem to get a great transition through the gears these days. I'm not too sure why, but we're using Massa's slipstream to pull us towards the field. Not much is happening. We're going up the inside. And a late lunge on Bottas. 3 wide into turn 1. Just avoiding Alonso. We're up to P15. A little bit of contact with Bottas there. Tight tyre, so nothing too major there. But can we get any more positions? Alonso's lost the back end. And we've made contact again. We keep making contact with cars. Up the inside of Rosberg into turn 4 here. It looks like he's got a great run. We're trying to squeeze him there, put him under pressure. He's made contact as well. Why do we keep bumping and grinding against every car we come into contact with? But we're going for a switchback here. Can't we nick P13 off the Mercedes driver here? Up the inside, he brakes later than us. He's going to hang around the outside, and we get it done. Arianto and Hulkenberg made a little bit of contact. We've just avoided the Force India there. How we didn't make contact with him or Rosberg there, I do not know. Up to P12 though, that's been a very eventful but a solid start. That's actually worked out quite well, but there's a little bit of a gap ahead of Arianto. We're going to have to see if we can keep up with these guys, and as expected, I did drop off my, especially in the final sectors, as I was saying before, my pace just wasn't there, and I just knew I had to try something with strategy to get a decent result here. Otherwise, we're just going to drop down the field as Hulkenberg goes to the move. He is on the soft compound tyres, so that's not too demoralising. But we go for a switchback, and once again, we've made contact. Why can't we keep it clean this race? And we defend our position in P12, but I think there's been a bit of contact behind us, and that kind of did put me off as I looked in my mirror. We'll have a replay coming up here, but I'm not too sure who this involves. So there's the bit of contact. We keep our car ahead of our former teammate, and it's the Mercedes goes into the side of the Force India. I think that's Nico Rosberg there. We'll see on board with the Mercedes number 2 driver here. And yes, he just slides into the Force India, who backed off a little bit, so that's unlucky for Nico, and he's just lost a number of positions there. The virtual safety car has come out, and it's probably too early for us to go for a pit stop. I'd say maybe the soft runners can go into the pits, but we're too far from the pit lane anyway, so I don't think we're going to be able to take advantage of this. And away we go as the VSC ends. I know I took advantage of that. I just thought I had to do it. I'm that slow at this track against the AI. I had to take advantage. So if you don't like it, then I'm very sorry, but I don't care. And I really want to overtake these Manas. So the 2 Manas are fighting ahead of me. We're going to get DRS. Let's see what our straight line speed is like, because the Manas are one of the quickest cars, I've got to say. And I've got to say, this engine upgrade seems to be working. Not really in rich mix either. Up the inside of Verline. Contact again. And wave mid-car we turned in, haven't we? I've done the same thing I've done to Kvyat. Like at Russia, I turned in on Kvyat. I knew I did it. Not at the time, but I knew I'd made a mistake. Actually, that, not so much. I think Verline's a little bit too far back here. Are the AI going to avoid the Mana? They actually do. Congrats to the AI for not crashing into Verline there. But we'll see on board with Verline. We'll slow it down. So he gets a nudge there, of course, because I'm just nudging everyone out the way at the moment. And I'm quite far ahead here. I've got to say, that is my line. I think in real life, the driver there would have backed off, and it would have made sense, but we know what the AI like. They're not going to back off at all. But a few laps later, the soft compound runners have all gone into the pits. We're up to P3, so we're 3rd in terms of the medium compound runners, behind Arianto and I think it's Hamilton, but we're quite far ahead of the 2 Williams, who probably are on the same strategy as us. They do tend to go for one stop around here. I don't think we'll be able to make that work. Actually, we will in terms of the rain, of course. But if it was a fully dry race, one stop for us was never going to work. Lewis Hamilton is out the race. He was leading, and I think his engine is blown on the start-finish straight. And my engineer is about to tell us that Lewis Hamilton is leading the race. Yeah, of course he is, Jeff. Nice facts there. But Hamilton is out. That puts us up to P2. So we're looking okay, I think. If we're making one less pit stop than the AI, then it's looking okay. It does depend when the rain does start shooting down onto the track. But Bottas behind me was starting to close in, so I don't really want to battle too much. I did consider putting on the softs on the next stint, but I think mediums would be the sensible decision. Bottas has jumped us in the pits. That's a horrible stop from the Red Bull guys. Where are we going to end up? P14. There's a car coming down the start finish straight, and it's Felipe Massa. So we're battling the Williams. A lot closer than you probably expect. I suppose I do battle the Williams quite often in especially at the Spanish Grand Prix. I think I do that every single Spanish Grand Prix because they always go for the one stop and then always beat me. But we've come out ahead of Massa, who's on the soft compound tyres, the same as Bottas. So if it does rain around lap 22 to 24 as I'm predicting, that means they're going to have to pit again. But I think if we can stretch these tyres out, we should be able to make one less pit stop. So it's going to be interesting to see. I hope the rain does play into our hands as Alonso's coming out of the pits. Massa overtakes us. We slot in the middle of them, the former teammates. But yeah, we've got to make it work. We need the rain to help us out here because, as I said before, we're going to have to do strategy over straight line speed or just general speed at this track. But Massa has a problem. It just seems to happen a lot that the car in front of me always gets a problem when they overtake me. I don't know if that happens to you guys as well, but we had to get through as quick as possible. We did kind of rest against Massa there. Continuing the theme of bumping and grinding in this race. I've got to say this is not my cleanest of races, but I think it's because of my lack of speed. I just want to get past all the other cars as quick as possible. So lap 16 now, and looks like there's been an incident behind us. There's a yellow flag. There is a slow car on the mini-map. We'll check out the replay, see what's going on behind us. And it's Felipe Massa side by side with Alonso. Massa does have a problem. And, oh, side by side through turn 9 there is very difficult. And oh no, Massa's turned in on the Renault. And the Renault has gone absolutely flying off the tyre barrier. So initially, this was a great battle until slight contact as Alonso backs off to make the corner. Massa comes back on the track into the gravel, comes back onto the track again. The Renault is an innocent victim there. A very late hand of disgust there from Felipe. And yeah, I think it's Palmer. I think Palmer's very unlucky here. It's a violent impact there. And wow, that's incredible. The safety car's been deployed as well. And Grosjean's out the race. Has there been further contact? Palmer's out the race as well. I presume that Grosjean has crashed into Palmer. Oh my god, what an impact. Both cars losing their front suspensions on board with the manor. It's a flying Haas. Flying Haas. Oh my god, what an impact that is. That is going to be my thumbnail because that looks absolutely spectacular with the sparks. AI. Wow, AI. Oh, I do like this game, but the AI. Oh, they're dumb at times. That's an incredible impact. You just look at it and think, if that happened in real life, wow, that would be absolutely insane. But we decide not to pit. A number of AI drivers have pit, but I feel like we need to gain a few positions. We haven't been on these tyres for that long, and the rain is coming out soon. So I say it like it's like the safety car it's coming out. I don't know why, but we're going to jump a few cars. Why is the Delta slowing us down? We passed the start-finish straight, and Raikkonen is going to jump us because of that. Maybe we should have just kept on going and not slowed down. I'm sure the Delta stops as you cross the start-finish line, but for us there, it lasted a little bit longer. I might need to be corrected on that. But lap 19, you can see the clouds are very dark here. Let's see if we can take advantage of the restart. We have the oldest tyres of the cars around us, taking a little bit too much curb there. We haven't had a great run, but we do have our teammate behind us. So straight line speed, is he going to be able to overtake us? No, he is not. He's sitting behind us. That's good for us. He is on fresh hards though, so he might be able to make a move stick somewhere else on the track. But let's see how this pans out. So later on lap 20, the exit of turn 9. The second half of the lap, I'm just so slow compared to the AI. Starting at turn 9, I choose not to fight this that much. Like, what's the point? We are teammates as well. We want to be doing well for the Red Bull team, and we are leading the constructors, so it makes sense to do this. So as long as I can follow Ricciardo and keep up with the pack, which was not the case, as Perez is closing up on my tail, and it looks like it might be a simple overtake for him. He goes up the inside once again, choose not to fight it too hard. It's a little bit pointless, and he gets the move done. We are still around the outside though, but I have memories of last season when I went side by side with the car through here and I got taken out to the inside. It looks like there's an inner lane there. That's what I was racing on when I think it was Verline pushed me to the inside. But now it is dropping. The rain is coming. The track is feeling slippy, and I thought, I'm going to take a gamble. I know I did this in Russia and it didn't pay off, but this time there's actually raindrops on the track, and if we did pit at the same time as my teammate, I'd lose time. So I feel like on the next lap could be the time that the AI come in for the intermediates. My strategic gambles, it's very 50-50, but I was hoping this was going to pan out. It looks like the rain is coming down, and it's transitioning to heavy rain later on, so it does make sense that it's going to rain quicker than usual. And as we go into turn 1, that doesn't feel too bad. A lot better than it did at Sochi. It probably isn't prime intermediate conditions at the moment as we get a snap of oversteer there. Don't want to be losing it at turn 3, but it feels like it would pick up by the end of the lap, and that was the case. The AI are in the pits here. I think this is going to be very close. We haven't lost much time. And where are we going to end up? Who is that? Rosberg. Who's that ahead? That's going to be key. It's Jenson Button. He was behind us, so if we hang it around the outside, can we get the move done? A little bit of contact once again. Why are we getting so close to the AI? And we've actually come out behind Perez. So we are pretty much in the same position as we were before we pitted. So that's actually worked out. If you think about it, if we double stacked with Ricciardo, we would have lost a number of positions. So that's worked out pretty well for us. And as everyone pitted for the Inters, we got ourselves up to our genuine position of P3. So Perez is fighting with Haryanto ahead of us. This is important because I just couldn't catch up to Perez. We had very similar pace. Perez is going for the move up the inside into turn 1. Can they slow each other up? We have a bit of a back end step out as we put our foot on the brakes. Perez does seem quite a bit faster than Haryanto, so I feel like we need to dispatch Haryanto quickly, and it took all the way till the start finish straight, but we need to get this done. What is our straight line speed? Because it feels like full wet conditions now. The rain is very heavy, but no one's going on to the wets. We're going to slide it up the inside of Haryanto into turn 1. And we've made a clean overtake, guys. Unbelievable scenes. Up to P6 now. Chasing after the Force India of Sergio Perez. Can we close him down to now P5? And no, unfortunately not. We were closing in by the end of the race, though. We were faster by about 2 or 3 tenths, so it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. But we're running in the points. Considering qualifying and our struggles in the dry, I would take that every day of the week. Especially at a track where the AI are very powerful. So Dani Kvyat in the Toro Rosso won the Spanish Grand Prix. We're coming around the final corner. We're coming home for a very satisfying P6 and 8 more points to our tally. It's not a great result considering we're in a Red Bull, but considering the situation, considering the track, it's not too bad. And as we look at the results, it is sunny again. So yeah, don't know what's going on there. Toro Rosso have won, I think, the second race of the season, so they're making the most of the strongest car in F1. Raikkonen and my teammate make up the rest of the podium, so another solid result for Daniel Ricciardo. He seems like a firm favourite for the driver's standing title at the moment. Kevin Magnussen ends up P4. That's by Fi's best result this season. We end up 6th, so not too bad overall. We look further down, and Vettel had an absolute shocker. I don't really know what happened to him in this race. And Palmer again retires. It's not going well for him at all. In the driver's standings, Ricciardo still has his lead, but Dani Kvyat jumps up to P2. We're up to 8th, but again, it is very close. A couple of good results and we could be into the top 3. The gap is growing a little bit, but I'm sure we can get some good results. We just need to wait for this car to develop a little bit more, me to get used to it a little bit more, and then I'm sure we'll be jumping up the order. And then we'll have a look at the constructors. Pretty sure we'll still be leading because we had a double points finish here. And Ricciardo ended up on the podium, so decent result. So we are on 111 points, but Toro Rosso and Ferrari are closing in. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all pans out. 10 teams have scored, just Sauber letting the grid down. So if you have enjoyed the Spanish Grand Prix, please do leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time out. Goodbye.